Greetings and salutations, everybody. I'm live out of Studio 236. It's Election Day, and I know you are out there. It's a beautiful day in Philadelphia, and you're making a difference by casting your vote. Well, we're traveling to Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was there over the weekend. Tell us your name and who's reporting in.
I'm Dee Lamore, and I'm reporting from Atlantic City, the 2nd Congressional District.
Okay, can you tell us, you cast your vote today, correct?
Yes, I did.
What has been your experience this morning? Let our listeners and viewers know.
Well, it seems like there's a steady pace of people coming out to vote.
Okay.
I was actually in the voting place where I voted. There were several tables, and I guess the tables represent the different parts of the city where I live.
Mm-hmm.
So I was number 88 where I was, but there were people in line. I stood in line to vote, and there's still people coming.
I got you. Now, what was the expression of the people that were coming to vote? Were they happy about what they were doing, or was there expressions of like doubt that they didn't know who they were going to vote for?
To seem to be happy to vote, and they were talking about Donald Trump. Actually,
okay. So people
were saying
go ahead.
that after his run here in Atlantic City, there was no way that they were going to vote for him.
Wow. Wow. So they were speaking negative about Donald Trump.
Yes.
Okay, so that means that where you were, a lot of people are supporting Hillary.
Yes.
Okay.
And this in the line where I was, there were people from different nationalities there talking about this subject. So it wasn't just African American people in line voting for Hillary. The lady that was behind me was Caucasian.
Okay. So let me ask you this, Dee. How do you feel about this election personally and professionally, I would say?
Personally, when I think about voting for someone, I listen to what the candidates have to say.
Okay.
And throughout the whole election, even the other Republican candidates never seemed to talk about anything that they were too busy trying to attack each other. They never talked about what they were going to do once they got in office. So even if another candidate had gotten in, I still would be voting democratically.
I got you. So what kind of changes you feel, and you've been around for a little while, I think you're close to 50 years old or in your 40s. What kind of changes do you feel that you would like to see happen, for us all?
Well, over the years, a lot has changed, but I still think that we still have a ways to go. I feel as an African American living in this day and age, we have come a long way, but we have a long road still to travel.
Yeah, yeah. And you were talking to me just before we went live here on the station. You shared something from an experience you had last night. You were on your way back from Philadelphia. And I want you to share this because you're right here on my station, on my show. And I want people to understand that this violence and brutality is just right next to you. I mean, you can be on the bus, you can be on the train. People who are watching and listening to me have witnessed violence and stealing and killing almost in their presence. And we never know when we leave our homes what's going to happen. We just ask God for a covering and that he will protect and guide us and our family and friends. But you experienced something that kind of turned your woe into a wow and said, I cannot believe what's happening. Can you share that live on the show?
Yes, last night, late at night, the public transportation only goes so far. So when I don't drive, so when I got back into the city, I caught a jitney. A jitney kind of is like a bus that goes throughout the city to all the casinos, and if you need to get off in between the casinos, you can do that.
Right.
Several stops. So I caught the bus, the jitney, at Bally's Casino once I left the bus station, which is right down the street.
Okay.
I'm on the jitney heading home, and as we pass the Showboat Casino, and there's another casino that's not open right now, and they're like right between each other. I looked over and I seen these three guys, and they seemed to be tussling. And one guy had this guy's hands behind his back, and the other guy went through his pockets, grabbed his wallet, and he noticed us in the jitney, and they took his wallet and ran down the street to look like a minivan.
Mm-hmm. So what did the jitney bus driver do?
The jitney bus driver just looked over like it was just another day, didn't call the police or anything. I didn't have my phone because I would have videotaped it and then and then called the police. But it was just, I felt so bad for this guy. But in so many ways, I said maybe we might have saved his life because they didn't hurt him any further. They just ran off by us being there.
So let me be clear. Was your phone working or not working?
It was not working.
Okay, so it was not working because you would have called 911. You also would have videoed it.
Yes.
Okay, so the bus driver did not do anything.
Nope.
There's something wrong with that. Can you tell me the ethnicity of the bus driver?
I think he might have been. I don't know. Because I couldn't tell if he was. He wasn't from America. I would just say.
Okay, so he wasn't African American.
No,
okay.
He wasn't American. I mean, he might be an American now.
Okay,
but I think he was from another country because he was speaking in another language.
Okay, so he saw what was happening and did nothing because the bus is connected to dial when there's trouble. There are buttons on the bus. There are videos also on these buses.
They have a radio.
Okay.
He should have radioed and told dispatch to call the police. He did nothing.
He did absolutely nothing.
And I felt for this guy because many nights I walk from home. I live right around the corner from that area, so I walked and right down that path.
Wow.
To get to the boardwalk.
Okay.
So I was just thinking that could have been me.
Yeah. So the guys that were committing this crime, were they African American?
Yes, they were. And it was just to see that. It was embarrassing, and it was embarrassing. And I don't understand. You going to rob someone for a few dollars?
Yeah.
And what is that getting you?
Yeah, but my major concern, D, is and we didn't want to take this away from the election, but certainly this is vital. The bus driver did absolutely nothing. I have concerns. I have questions about that. Here is a person who's driving people around and witness a crime that's happening and did nothing about it to distract that, and particularly call 911 or let the bus stay there or something of that nature. I have an issue with that.
Yeah, and I have seeing that type of brutality and violence happen. Some people here in America, they think that's all people of color. And when I say people of color, I mean anybody that is non-white.
Right.
And a lot of people, I have some Hispanic friends, and they don't didn't consider themselves people of color. And I said, "You're a person of color. You're not Caucasian."
Right.
And I said, but they put us all in a boat and say that we're violent, and to see something like that happen out there, that's exactly how they view all each and every one of us. And I just it made me sick actually.
Right.
Another thing that made me sick, I asked a coworker today. I said, "Are you going to vote?" And she said, "No, I don't participate in that."
Wow.
And it just made me sick because, when all the people that lost their lives for for us to vote, and how can you say you're going to make a change when you're not doing anything to make the change. I mean, you can't complain about anything at this point because you didn't use your voice.
Yeah. And you know, Dee, I want to thank you so much for checking in. We're going to let you go because I have to get out there to the polls myself and check in.
I have to go to work.
I know that's right. But we thank you for this information. We pray for your covering, and we pray for Atlantic City. We pray that that gentleman will be okay. We pray for that bus driver, that his heart will be convicted for seeing this and not doing anything about it as well, because I know that you would have done something if your phone was working. So we thank you once again. Tell everybody your name and where you're checking in from.
This is D. Lamore checking in from Atlantic City.
All right. Well, you be safe there, and we'll talk to you real soon. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.